Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peter Likes Books. Alright, today, boys and girls, we are doing a book haul. I haven't done a book haul in a really long time, and the truth of the nature is, I have not bought a lot of books recently, so there has been no need to do a book haul. Oh, let's do a book haul with two books. I have bought actually a lot of books on Audible, but as soon as I have used the credit or bought the book, like I've listened to the book right away. My snaps are not snapping. My lip gloss is popping. So anyway, I have not, I've listened to the books right away. So they never end up in a haul, does that make sense? Whereas before, I would just buy books, and I'd be like, oh, I bought 4 books on Audible or whatever. I have, I think, about 10 books here that I'm gonna talk about. Some I'm excited about because some are finds that I have looked for a long time. But before I get into that, I wanna say, I had 2 authors that sent me their book, and I'm gonna show them in just a second. You know, I have a lot of authors that contact me on a regular basis and they ask for a review of my book. And you know, it's really hard because a lot of times people contact me about a book that I would not be interested in reading, you know, especially if it's like high fantasy or science fiction. And I feel like if you watch my channel enough, you know what I like, right? And I know how hard it is when you are a self-published author to find people that are interested in your book and they maybe don't know a lot about booktubers and whatever. So I have made it very, very clear to authors that I try to always give them the name of another booktuber that I think would be interested in their book. But I also have said that if you want me just to show your book in my video in a haul, I'm more than willing to do that because I think exposure is important as well. Especially for, you know, independent and self-published authors. Now, that being said, the 2 people that sent me the books today, one just sent it to me out of the blue, like as a gift with a very nice letter, and I thought, this is fantastic and very professional. The second person did the same thing, but contacted me first and said, I really want to send you a copy of my book. I'm very excited. It's on its way. And even tracked it and let me know, like, when it was in the United States and all this kind of stuff. So, the first book is The Tool by Florence Adel, and I got this book in the mail, I think like a week ago, and it just had a very nice letter with it, and was shipped right to my post office box, and I thought it was done very professionally. So, The Tool by Florence Adel. A mystery thriller novel by Florence Adel. When the Wolcott family gathered at the Wolcott estate for the remembrance ceremony of their father, the late Lord Wolcott, a peculiar nurse paid them a visit. The late Lord left behind a strange will. The woods within the walls of the Wolcott estate may be running out of space to bury their dad. And then she even, are you ready for this? Inscribed it. I love that when authors do that. For you, Peter Monn, because you are YouTube famous. I'm YouTube famous now. So thank you, Florence, so much. So if you guys want to go check it out, go check out The Tool by Florence Adel. It has a little toolbox. I wonder if she'll call it the Toolbox series. You know how like on Goodreads they always have like the such series, but it's a standalone? Do you ever wonder that? Have you ever wondered that on Goodreads when you read a book and you know it's a standalone, but in parentheses it has series, and you're like, what is this? Doesn't make any sense. So there's that, and then Lily Bloom, she was so nice, and she contacted me and direct messaged me, and was super excited to send me her book. So she sent me her book, Velvet Touch. And I love the cover of this book, by the way. I think it's beautiful. And this is actually, so both of these are actually things that I would read. And she inscribed it as well. I love when authors, if you are an author and you send somebody your book, inscribe it, period, okay? Or send a personalized letter. Lily Bloom to Peter Monn. I hope you'll enjoy reading this book as much as I enjoyed writing it. Take care of yourself and keep being cool, Lily. And let me read you the back of it. Are you ready? Luke and Allison Evans live a happy life in the wild and beautiful Carpathian Mountains. But when their lives are torn apart by a dreadful event, Luke is left on his own to try and make sense of his existence. With Hugo, his chocolate retriever, as his sole companion, Luke chooses alcohol and old music to find oblivion and run away from pain. However, a storm changes everything again when it brings a mysterious woman with a baby at Luke's front door, forcing him to give life another chance. I need my readers. When you start getting this old and you need readers, I went and I had my eyes checked and they said you don't need readers, but now I'm like this. Not far away, Luke's front door, forcing him to give life another chance. Not far away, Eve Darkwood has her own methods of dealing with life. And death doesn't seem to stop in her tracks for too long. And there's John, too, a man of many pleasures, broken and lost in his own way. Their lives will intertwine and never be the same again. Velvet. Oh, Touch. So go check that out by Lily Bloom and The Tool by Florence Adel. Okay, let me get into some other things that were sent to me. Anything that you send to me, I open on my vlog too. And if you don't know, I have a vlog channel where I'm vlogging every day for the year 2017, but I will continue to vlog for as long as I have YouTube channels because I just love it so much. And it's basically a diary of my life. I show what I do in a day. I talk to the camera. It's very much like a podcast. It's me having a discussion with you guys. It's really a lot of what it is. And Natalie sent me these things. She sent me, well, she wanted to send me another Chuck Palahniuk book, but I already had it. So she sent me Choke, and on it, before, there was a little Post-it note, and she said on there, if you already have this one, fuck you. Thank you, Natalie. And then she sent me the movie to go with it, Choke. So I may do this as like a group read in December or January. I mean, it's kind of more of a January book, so it's not really a Christmas book or a holiday book. I'm thinking about doing some holiday books, and don't hate me, Debbie McComber. I'm thinking about doing some holiday books in December. But anyway, I've never read this one, so I'm excited about that. And then she also sent me the movie, which she said is one of her all-time favorite movies, I Love You, Philip Morris. A story so incredible, it could only be true. So I'm excited about that. Thank you, Natalie. And then, I have no idea who sent this book to me, but I have a feeling it was the person that sent me the second one, because I've already read the first one, and that is William Fortune's The Final Day. And if you guys don't know, this is a series of books. There's 3 of them. The first one is called 1 Second After. The second one is called 1 Year After. And this is called The Final Day. And it's about, he has other books listed here, but I don't think those have anything to do, no, I don't think those have anything to do with the series. Okay, it's about what would really happen if like a nuclear war occurred in our world. And you know, for those of us that grew up in the 80s and then the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, you know, we have been fed this kind of idea of like radioactivity and stuff like that. But what would really happen today is that it would take away electricity overnight. And the first book really shows to like a small community, and I think it's in like North Carolina, what would happen if electricity were obsolete tomorrow. And on a level that I didn't even think about it. You know, we think about like the refrigeration of food and needing lights and stuff like that, but like cars, pacemakers, the refrigeration of medications to keep people alive, on and on and on. It was very interesting. And if you like The Walking Dead, it kind of reminds me of The Walking Dead minus the zombies. And of course, there's a Rick character that's like bringing the community together and everybody's fighting him. And so anyway, these are fantastic and they're so well researched. So if you like a good suspense thriller that's like based in truth, these are definitely those. So go check them out. Okay, then the next thing is, oh, these are all my purchases. Are you ready? So my purchases, yesterday I did the video where I talked about the most embarrassing books and I showed you James Patterson's The Quickie. I haven't started it yet, so it's not that much of a quickie. Do you want a quickie? Should we have a quickie? Okay, but anyway, I haven't started it yet. But my friend told me to read this, so I went and purchased it. I was so embarrassed. Go watch my video. It's kind of a funny video. Okay, I went today to Half Price Books just on a whim. Just why not? You know, do you ever just go to the bookstore just because you're like, oh, I want to see what they have? And then do you have like that list in your head of like 5 to 10 books that you're forever looking for, and they're books that you could probably get up on Thrift Books or Book Depository and just purchase like that, right? But you kind of want to have to look for them. Like, you know, the hunt is a little bit more fun than anything else, right? So you get on there every time you go, you know, go to the bookstore, you get in there and you're like, do they have it? Do they have it? And it's especially good with like thrift stores, half price books, charity shops for those of you in the UK. You know, when they don't always have the same books everywhere you go. Like, if you go to a Barnes & Noble, they typically always just have the same books. Which, hey, that's fine, do your gig. But, like, if you went there time and time again, you would see the same books by, you know, like Hunter S. Thompson. So there wouldn't be any need to go there like 15 times, right? Well, today I found 2 of 3 of the books that I'm always looking for. And the reason I say 3 is because I looked for the 3rd one specifically and they didn't have it. I'm looking for Scott Heim books, okay, H-E-I-M. He's the one that wrote Mysterious Skin, and if you have never read it, it is fantastic. And without getting really personal, although I did talk about my vlog channel, I've talked about it a lot on there. Mysterious Skin is very much my story to some degree. And I think there are parts of it that are my story. And it really helped me in my coming out process a lot. And I think he is a phenomenal writer, and so I'm always looking for his stuff. But I think it's kind of like independently published, so I can never find it anywhere. Which is why these next two finds were crazy that I found them. Now, the first one I did not find was the manga novel Orange. Jesse the Reader touted this stuff out. I was going to say this shit. Touted this shit out about 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, right? And it has been on my BookTube buyer's list forever. And every time I go to Barnes & Noble, they have it. And it's like $35. And I'm like, okay, first of all, I've never read any manga before. I have I was going to say no desire. I have lots of desire to read manga. I just don't know what's good and what's not good. And so I thought, well, he went on and on about what this is about and how great it is. So I'll start with this one. But it's $35. No, ma'am, not on today. So I was like, well, I'm not buying it. If I see it at Half Price Books and it's $10.99, then maybe I'll buy it. But they didn't have it they never have it at Half Price Books. And they have like book 3 at the library. They don't have book 1, they don't have book 2, they have book 3. It doesn't make any sense. So anyway. But I will tell you that a year ago we were in Chicago, and Tiernan the booktuber, you guys, okay, I always forget to talk about Tiernan, and I always leave him off of any list of favorite booktubers, but Tiernan is literally one of my all-time favorite booktubers, like probably top 3. I watch literally every video he puts out, and it's been really cool, like, because when I found him, I, like, went back and caught up on his videos that he had posted, so now he's in college, and to, like, watch his videos and see him, like, growing up, and he's done some really cool things. He's done a lot of really big interviews for a booktuber and things like that, so he gives some hope to the rest of us out there. A small fledgling booktubers, but anyway, and he's super nice too, you guys. I contacted him and he was very, very nice, and my husband and I were gonna be in Chicago for a weekend, and I said, hey, why don't we like meet up and like go have coffee and go to a bookstore or something like that? And he was like, yeah, absolutely, and then he ended up being out of town that weekend and couldn't do it. But he told me his bookstore to go check out, and so I did. And I remember I walked in there. I did a whole like vlog on it on my main channel, I think. Or maybe I did it on here, I don't remember. But like I walked inside and it literally was like as big as my like living room here. And I was like, is this it? I like walked around, I was like, oh, this is nice, this is nice. But I mean, it was like so small. And I was like, why would anybody tell me to go to this bookstore, right? Their young adult section was literally, I mean, I'm no lie, right? It was like 2 rows of new releases, and that was it. It was like the weirdest bookstore, and they had like a photography section, and there was like a guy sitting behind the counter, and he just didn't really say anything. He was drinking a cup of coffee, and I was like, this is the weirdest thing in the entire world. Well, there was a whole downstairs, Peter. A whole downstairs. It was massive, okay? So I went down and I just kind of was like peeking around the corner. I was like, oh, there's stairs. And so like, I went around the corner, it was in the back, and there was like the staircase that went downstairs, and just, I mean, literally, any book you have ever wanted to find, rows and rows and rows and rows of books. I could not believe it. I was so thrown out. I was like, they have every book I've ever wanted in here. I ended up spending like $150. It was ridiculous. Well, they had this one section, and it was dedicated, are you ready to this? It was like, they had like 10 books, okay? And they had like this, and I am not a cat lover, you guys know this, right? But for some reason, it was like this exhibit they were showing. And they had all these stuffed cats, like not real cat stuff, but like stuffed animal cats. And I got very intrigued with this whole thing. And it was all books that are about paranormal cats or people becoming cats or I don't know what, but I just like got so taken with this exhibit. And this book, The 9 Lives of Chloe King, was there by Liz Braswell. And I was like reading the back of it, and I was like, it sounds so bad, it has to be good. Chloe King is a normal girl. She goes to class most of the time, fights with her mom, and crushes on a boy or 2. But around her 16th birthday, Chloe finds that perhaps she isn't so normal after all, which is typically the case with these stories. There's the heightened night vision, the super fast reflexes, in the closet. She's a cat. As she discovers who she is and where she comes from, it is clear she is not alone and someone is out to get her. Chloe has 9 lives, but will 9 be enough? Okay, so I'm telling my friend Tanya about this, and she's like, I saw the made-for-TV movie. It's fantastic. I have not seen this book since. So when I saw it at Half Price Books today, I was like, hello, I'm purchasing this. So I got it. Okay. The next one, I cannot believe. I have wanted this book, oh my God, so bad since I heard somebody talk about it. Now, y'all know I love zombie books, right? I could not believe that they have this there today. Diana Rowling's My Life is a White Trash Zombie. Can we just talk about that cover for a second? Is that not the most incredible? Look at that. I mean, that is fantastic. No, I didn't mean to do that. That is the most incredible cover ever. Okay. Angel Crawford is a loser, living with her alcoholic deadbeat dad in the swamps of southern Louisiana. She's a high school dropout with a pill habit and a criminal record who's been fired from more crap jobs than she can count. Now in probation for a felony, it seems that Angel will never pull herself out of the downward spiral her life has taken. That is until the day she wakes up in the ER after overdosing of painkillers. Angel remembers being in a horrible car crash, but she doesn't have a mark on her. To add to the weirdness, she receives an anonymous letter telling her there's a job waiting for her at the county morgue and that it's the offer she doesn't dare refuse. Before she knows it, she's dealing with a huge crush on a certain hunky deputy and a brand new addiction, an overpowering craving for brains. Plus, her morgue is filling up with the victims of a serial killer who just decapitates his prey just when she's the hungriest. Angel's going to have to grow up fast if she wants to keep this job and stay in one piece, because if she doesn't, she's dead meat. Literally. And it's a series, and I heard it's fantastic, and I want to see if they have a picture of Diana Rowland in here, because anybody that is so fantastic to come up with all that. Anyway, I am so excited about this. I'm so excited about it. I cannot wait. I cannot believe I found it in the bookstore. And then the last thing I found, I have been looking, I have not read a lot of graphic novels, but I have been looking for, where's the first one? Because I bought 1 and 2. The Lumberjanes Forever. Have you guys seen these? And it's about a group of friends. They're all girls, and it's supposed to be all about like female empowerment, and I am so excited about this. And I bought book 1 and book 2. And I've heard fantastic things about this. So, written by awesome all-star Noelle Stevenson and brilliant newcomer Grace Ellis, and illustrated by the tremendously talented Brooke Allen. And so, yeah, it looks really good. I'm super excited about it. Have you guys seen these? I don't know. Anyway, that's my book haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will be back tomorrow. I have a little unboxing that I need to do that has been sitting over there, and I haven't done it yet. So my hat looks like it's just like kind of sitting on top of my head like this. All right, guys, I love you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.